So I'll just focus on you, unless one of your,
If
not lieutenants, captains, colonels, maybe comrades, if they want to say something, maybe they can just indicate. It would help because of our limited time for you, maybe just to say yes or no to what I put to you, unless there's something you want to explain a bit further. All three of you are employed, of course, in South African Police Services, and you as captain, and your colleagues also as a colonel and a captain. And are you stationed currently in the SAPS? It's named Question Document Section, QDS, which is a section within the SAPS Forensic Science Laboratory, referred to as FSL. And FSL is a division within the Forensic Science Services. Is that correct?
yes, Chairperson. But for Captain Malaji, he was with us at question document by the time of the complaints, but now he's been transferred to Division Legal. And then Colonel Ramolove is now at chemistry, but me and him were still within the same division. It's only Captain Malaji that now is out of the division, located at Division Legal.
Okay. So
But
the
with
two of you,
SAPS.
it's only you and Colonel Ramolobi, you in the same division.
Yes, Chairperson.
Who's the divisional head of that division currently?
Lieutenant General Sintumule.
Sentumile.
Yes.
Yeah, that name has cropped up during the course of our inquiry, but not relevant to today. You joined in the section in 2007 already in the ballistic section, and you were subsequently transferred to question document section, this QDS section, in 2008.
Yes, Chairperson.
All three of you, are you currently members of Popcru, or have you joined SAPU or one of the other unions? Are you still union members?
I'm still a member of Popcru and PSA.
Okay. Now, your approach to present evidence before this honorable committee was motivated by the media and press conference of Lieutenant General Kunazi on the 6th of July.
Yes, Chairperson.
So your complaint relates to what you describe as corruption, maladministration, and gross irregularities within the Forensic Sciences Division. Is that correct?
Yes, Chairperson.
Now, in 2010 already, Popcru and you co-signed, as members of Popcru at the time, submitted a memorandum to the management of FSL, the Forensic Science Laboratory section, with a list of grievances. Is that right?
You are on paragraph 12.
Yes.
Yeah, on this one, Chairperson, it was not submitting the memorandum. It was a gathering where in the morning we saw Pretoria newspaper article saying theft of drugs at the forensic lab laboratory. Then as members of the division, we gathered at biology section where our divisional commissioner then was situated to show our frustration on the inaction of the management on the issue of drugs. And then subsequently to that gathering, all members were arrested during that gathering.
All of you also?
Yeah, everyone who was on that gathering on that particular day, we were all arrested to Sunnyside Police Station. But our main or sole intention was to want answers on the management or why drugs have been stolen at the lab. But police were called for us to be arrested.
Were you arrested and subsequently charged and prosecuted?
We were arrested, detained, but charges were withdrawn later.
And what were the charges that were withdrawn?
I can't remember the charges, Chairperson, but what I know is we were arrested, detained Sunnyside Police Station, and later we were released on bail. But moving forward, the case we were told by the lawyers appointed by Popcru were all the cases was withdrawn without any explanation.
And then subsequently to that, in November 2011, you held a meeting with then Divisional Commissioner of Forensic Science Services, Lieutenant General Phahlane, to report on what you described as systematic corruption within the division.
Yes, Chairperson, that is after when the then Divisional Commissioner Detroit was suspended, and then General Phahlane was appointed to come and lead the division. Then we held a meeting with General Phahlane, outlining the theft of drugs, theft of rhino horns, sexual harassment, irregular appointment, irregular payment of scarce skills allowance, and maladministration and victimization within the forensic science laboratory.
What was the outcome, just briefly, of that meeting? This is the November 2011 meeting.
After we briefed General Phahlane on January 2012, he invited me and Colonel Ramolove to a meeting, because on November 2011, he asked us, Urna, if I call my senior managers, can you be able to tell them in my presence what you are telling me now? We said, yes, we can.
And that meeting took place in January 2012, that's paragraph 14.
Yes, and present in the meeting was Lieutenant General Shesi, then Brigadier of Quality, Major General Ngoga, the component head then of Forensic Science Laboratory, and Brigadier Murapedi for question document, and the late Brigadier Motwa.
And you say the response that you recorded of Lieutenant General Phahlane was that he couldn't, to quote you, open a can of worms, and this is those remarks were recorded.
Yes, Chairperson.
You don't have that.
We have that
available.
We gave it to Wanan now. Okay. We WhatsApped it to Wanan so that we can play the recording for the committee to hear.
Okay. We'll see if any one of the honorable members requests you to play that recording. Then your complaint was subsequently escalated in April 2012 to then Acting National Commissioner Lieutenant General Kwanazi. And
Yeah.
your complaint is recorded in Annexure SSR6, which we don't have before us. What was Lieutenant General Kwanazi's response?
General Mukonazi referred our complaint to then Lieutenant General Mugwenya. And then Lieutenant General Mugwenya referred the complaint to Lieutenant General Levia, but there was no positive response till today regarding our complaint. And then Lieutenant General Mukonazi, after some months, because he didn't act much on that capacity as a acting national commissioner, we was removed from the position of acting. We don't know what was the circumstances, but he showed the appetite of assisting us, because rumor told us that there was an intention to suspend General Phahlane, but things just halted when he was removed from the position of the acting.
And he was then replaced by General Vieja?
Yes.
And in 2012, your union, then Popcru, addressed a communication to her requesting her intervention.
Yes, Chairperson.
And what was her response or reaction?
The communication with our office bearers, Popcru, it was within the office of the general lieutenant of the general, meaning General Piecha. But it was later out on the press conference after they see the reluctance from the general to act on the issues that we raised that affected Division Forensic Science. Then after pressure, General Piecha appointed an independent forensic team. It's there as Annexure 10, the accreditation of the forensic firm. It was Ernst & Young, but was subcontracted to CPN Forensic. Yeah, it's CPN Forensics.
So we'll come to that, but in the meantime, there was a response to the Popcru press statement by Lieutenant General Phahlane, who was then still head of the forensics division. And he accused you of being ill-disciplined and influencing members negatively.
Yes, that is when he issued an email circulated to all police officers to say we are ill-disciplined, we are the so-called whistleblowers who influence other members to behave somehow.
And it was in response to that General Piecha then appointed
yes, Chairperson.
the investigators. And in the meantime, you record here that in 2013, Lieutenant General Phahlane had also instituted a court application against you under that case number referenced at paragraph 21.
Yes, Chairperson. In 2013, we received a summons of the case number 16322/2013, where General Phahlane issued a lawsuit against us for defamation.
And what's the status of that case? You record in your affidavit throughout, we can read that you also struggle to get legal representation because of costs and things like that.
Yes, we struggled to because in the lawsuit, Popcru was also responded, Matsimela also was responded, Ramolove, Malaji, and myself. Then Popcru took the case to say, because this thing it is because of us, or it's because of the press statement that we made. Then we'll join everyone, then we'll defend this case. But Chair, we want to put on record, or during the proceeding moving forward of the civil case, we had a problem with our union, Popcru, where when we now when we received a set down notice, say we are appearing, then we had a consultation with our lawyer appointed by Popcru. Then we said no, because this thing we did it under the umbrella as employer for SAPS. We are not happy when General Phahlane it's suing us. Why can't we call General Piecha? Why can't we call a minister? But the Popcru rejected our submission. That is when we saw, no, something is wrong here. Then we said, no, we are getting out, then we'll get our own lawyers that will present our case good. Then we got the service of one attorney, Lishabane.
But what happened, you may be asked about it a bit later by one of the honorable members, but what was the outcome of the case? Was it concluded? Is it still pending? What is the status of the case?
No, the case, as far as we know, is not yet concluded because the judge then, Judge Monama, found in favor of General Phahlane. Then we made leave to appeal. Then we were assisted by Mr. Vavi, and then he appointed us assistant from counsel, Advocate Ngaitobi Senior, and then Advocate Dalimpofu Senior. And then on the leave to appeal, we were granted the leave to
So you were granted leave to appeal, and is that
Yes,
where the matter, is it still on appeal?
Yes, as far as we know, Chairperson.
So in the High Court, Lieutenant General Phahlane prevailed. You applied for leave to appeal. You were granted leave to appeal, and the matter is on appeal.
As far as we know, Chairperson.
Okay. Now, just to come and when would that have been? In which year were you granted leave to appeal?
With leave from you, Chair, the leave was granted in 2017.
2017. Okay. So that's where that matter is parked and is still on appeal. And we know when a matter is on appeal, then a judgment of the High Court has effectively been put on hold.
Yes.
I don't know what was the relief that General Phahlane was seeking against you?
The relief that he was seeking for us is to retrieve the statement made.
That you defamed him?
Yes, and if not, and then it was an amount of money, I think it was 350,000.
Okay.
So should the court find in his favor.
And you had two high-profile advocates represent you subsequently?
Yes, thanks to Mr. Vavi.
Yeah, you may have as well have paid you 350,000. That's just an aside. But just go back to in 2014, paragraph 23, General Phahlane then summoned a meeting because she had now appointed CPN to conduct an independent investigation. So just tell us about that.
Yes, on April 2014, we were summoned by General Phahlane to his office, to her office. And then present in that meeting was Lieutenant General Nkuwa, then Ntia, and then the Lieutenant General Mbegela, may she soul rest in peace. She's late now, and Major General Buma, male, not to confuse the committee, because we are even another Lieutenant General, but this one is Major General Vuma, and some saying male. He was the executive manager within the office of General Phahlane. And then General Phahlane and also was the Popcru legal head, Mr. Ramafalo. General Phahlane introduced herself and then a legal team, management. And then she told us about she read the finding and the recommendation of the CPN report, not the whole. And she just said, no, the report is back, but I'm only going to give you the finding and the recommendation. She read the finding and also the recommendation. In the same meeting, we said, no, because the CPN report find positive on some of the allegation made against General Phahlane. Then we gave General Phahlane to say, there is a lawsuit against us instituted by General Phahlane. In that meeting, she made an undertaking, or no, I'll instruct General Phahlane to withdraw, because you can't in the police service when there is this kind of thing. Then when as a manager, you go and institute legal proceedings against the employee, also junior members, because we are even prescripts and policies within the SAPS, where if a junior member misbehave, we use the regulation. If he's doing that, then I will instruct him to withdraw. But General Phahlane also, she was suspended.
Okay, so that didn't happen. But
Yes,
just
but to move more, Chairperson, General Phahlane also gave instruction to Lieutenant General Nkuwa to say implement the recommendation of the CPN report. Till today, nothing happened, Chairperson.
Okay. Now the report itself, that is the document, a copy of which is before the honorable members. It's this one that I'm holding up, or most of it anyway. And Honorable Chair, if you look on the inside of the first page, it's marked Annexure SSR 14. This is a copy of the report. It's summarized on the first page. The document itself is unfortunately incomplete, so I would request the witnesses to give the complete document, because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 pages into this copy. There's an index, and the findings and the recommendation is recorded on the next page. Findings at page 166, recommendations at page 185, and they are not in this document. So look for them. This document ends at page 1. Yeah.
The report must end at 190, Chairperson.
Under 90.
Yes. 190.
But that's why I'm saying it's also incomplete, because we don't have the findings and the recommendations recorded here. Okay, so what was your understanding, reading of this report? What were the conclusions that you took from this report?
No, our conclusion to the report, as we present to the committee on the 14th, we were called by General Pierre. She read the finding. It's on 166. That is the finding. And okay.
Sorry, yeah, the findings
And the recommendation, it's 185. Recommendation, they start from 185.
Yeah, the findings are from 166 to 169, and the recommendations.
It's 185, Chairperson.
So amongst other things, the recommendation requires a present. This I'm reading from page 185 at the bottom. May I just ask Honourable Chair, honourable members, are you with us on the same page? Yeah, it's presentation to the Parliamentary Committee on the backlog of cases at FSL. Procurement irregularities, the following recommendations: a detailed audit, what is interesting on page 186, the second bullet, proper independent scientific testing of samples of the chemicals at the CRC and LCRC stores should be done to ascertain whether inferior quality products had been supplied. That irregularities should be reported to SARS. Possible collusion between crime tech laboratories and criminalistic the prima facie misrepresentations by them and the irregularities committed are you aware that those two entities that are mentioned there are also the subject of cases that have been brought subsequently?
Yes, and also to support that, Chairperson, this crime tech, and I think it's crime tech. The other one that was used as a sole supplier at forensic, it's crime site. Now they changed their name after this report. It's called Itemba.
I only mention them to perhaps indicate that there has been subsequent movement on these allegations that were raised earlier on by you already. They are still seem to be pending.
Yes, that we know.
Then there's human resources fraud. Are there any recommendations directly concerning General Phahlane? I don't see them in this document on page 187, on page 188.
There is no finding against General Phahlane in this finding, because if you check the report, some of the issues they were saying further investigation, which they never did, like drugs, they said there must be.
And the reason I refer to that is that in your paragraph your paragraph 24 in 2016, Lieutenant General Phahlane was confirmed as the acting National Commissioner.
Yeah.
And you recorded notwithstanding adverse findings of the CPN report. And a media statement that was issued, you say that cleared Lieutenant General Phahlane.
No, that is not, we saying in 2016, Lieutenant General was confirmed the acting National Commissioner of the South African, notwithstanding adverse finding of the CPN report. Immediately after assuming the office of the acting National Commissioner, SAPS, the management of SAPS issued a media statement claiming that the CPN report cleared General Phahlane.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. There's no direct mention of General Phahlane in the findings or the recommendations. Then when he gets appointed as acting National Commissioner, you say despite adverse findings in the report.
Yes.
And then SAPS, when he gets appointed, issues a media statement claiming that the report actually cleared him.
Yes. If you check the finding and the recommendation of the report, Chair, there is a finding of an irregular appointment for Brigadier Morapedi. The chairperson of that panel was General Phahlane. That is when we say notwithstanding.
So you say that is
of.
So that's the direct link.
Yes, Chairperson.
And then you go on to say there's a judgment copy of which you also don't have, SSR 15,
no,
where you say the court had expressed a disagreement with the version given in of the CPN report.
Yes, for sake of time, we gave the case number. I think the committee, the honorable members will check, but in our annexures, we have the case, we have copies of the case where the judge did not agree with him, say, you are saying the CPN report cleared you, but after reading and perusing your documents, the CPN report does not exonerate you. That is the case number that we gave you. It's Lieutenant General Johannes Khumujo Phahlane versus the National Commissioner and other case number 46485/18.
Yeah. Okay. Then from paragraph 26, you outlined what you describe as the dysfunctionality in the SAPS and the lack of accountability and or consequence management. So after the suspension of General Phahlane, you persist and you raise these complaints with General Mothiba.
Yes, Chairperson.
Do you want to just comment briefly on the whole of that section 26(1) to 26(7)? Just summarize it.
That is, from 26.1, after General Phahlane was suspended, General Mothiba became the acting National Commissioner of the South African Police Services. We read that he had embarked on the process of implementing the CPN report. And I will put on record that during this time of General Mothiba acting, I was on suspension, but I will explain it when we deal with trump-up charges. Then he called me, General Mothiba, when he was the acting. He called me and then I saw his number. He said, General, he said, Ramalepo, where are you? I said, General, I'm in Moria. He said, no, I'm addressing your matters and I'm happy where you are. Then I'm addressing your matters. Your matters will be handled and then you'll come back to work. Then he was out and then it was after General
yeah, what I want
General Mothiba, it was General Sithole.
Yeah, what I want to raise, but as a matter of interest, because of the date, only because of the date, 26.5, you mentioned that in June 2025, we had a meeting with the Deputy National Commissioner, Lieutenant General Sibiya.
Yes.
And then Acting Divisional Commissioner, Legal Services, Major General Ramorina. So the meeting discussed criminal activities within the forensic services.
Yes, can I start on the 26.2? Because we must we believe this must be on record. Or after General Mothiba retired, General Sithole was confirmed the National Commissioner of the South African Police Services. And then General Sithole appointed Lieutenant General Magadlela as an acting divisional head forensics. Then General Magadlela called us to a meeting where he told us, he was instructed by the General National Commissioner to implement the finding and the recommendation of the CPN report. Then General Magadlela, on the process of implementing, he was suspended. Then Lieutenant General Motlala was appointed again as an acting divisional commissioner. We raised issues. Adding to those issues, we also raised issue of corruption and irregular reinstatement of Brigadier Morabedi with General Motlala, but we didn't receive any positive response from his office. General Motlala was placed to another division. He was succeeded by Lieutenant General Sintumule, who we met to report complaints on victimization, criminal activities, and finding of the report. Nothing positive came out of that.
And Lieutenant General Sintumule is still the
yes, she's now the acting Deputy National Commissioner responsible for crime detection and forensic services.
So how do you get to a meeting with Lieutenant General Sibiya?
That is when
He's the
deputy. He was the before his suspension was the Deputy National Commissioner for Crime Detection and Forensic Services. We had a meeting with him June 2025, outlined and gave him dossier of theft of drugs, amongst other complaints within the division. During the meeting, General Sibiya told us, and present in the meeting, chairperson was Major General Ramorena. Don't know, I'm pronouncing it good now. And then General Sevilla, during the meeting, he proposed that we approach Lieutenant General and tender apology in order to make our breakthrough in our career. The proposal was rejected with the contempt and the meeting was adjourned.
And then you failed to get assistance from Lieutenant General Sabia and Ramarina Tsotsai, and you then escalated this to the National Commissioner General Masambola, who had by then, is it by then or only after you approached him that he appointed an investigation team under Lieutenant General Jacobs to investigate the complaints?
That is after we had a meeting with Sevilla, then we approached General Masemola on the 31 October 2025.
So what was the outcome of that investigation?
We're not being flourished, but we were told the report was in his office.
Through Chair, the advice was that the report is awaiting the turn off from General Masemo. That is how far we tried to get to ask the report, then we're not given.
Okay. So you're requesting the Honorable Committee to also get that report?
That is our plea, Chair.
Now, on paragraph 28, there's a whole list of names. Some of the names are familiar to this Honorable Committee, others not. Is that to illustrate or demonstrate that all of these high-level persons are aware of your complaints?
Yes, Chairperson.
The CPN report subsequently submitted to the Public Service Commission, Treasury, SARS, IPID, and no apparent response. With your own fight, you say you approached SAPS for payment for your legal fees. You approached some NGOs. That's recorded there in paragraph 29. And this is what you mentioned earlier, that eventually Lieutenant General Phahlane prevailed in the High Court, but then subsequently got assistance, and we know that the matter is now on appeal. Some of these issues that arise also from the CPN report had gone as grievances to the SSSPC, that's the Bargaining Council. It's recorded at the whole of paragraph 30.1 through to 30.21. You want to summarize all of that?
Yes, Chairperson.
Or just give us highlights of some of the...
Yes.
Yeah.
We request the Chairperson to start the presentation on paragraph 28, where we say theft of drug at the lab were brought to the attention of Lieutenant General Phahlane, Lieutenant General Mukonazi, Lieutenant General Levia, Lieutenant General...
Which paragraph are you reading from?
Paragraph 28.
Yes, I've already referred to the... If you're going to mention all those names. I said that the Honorable Committee, they're familiar with some of the names and not others.
No, we request through your Chair to emphasize the names so that we can be on record or nothing. We did everything in our power to report this thing to these senior officers, but we never we never got any assistance, but victimization as a result of reporting these issues to them. That's why we pleading the Chair to say we want to read on record paragraph 28.
Okay.
Yes.
Your affidavit, though, is part of this record.
Pardon, Chairperson?
Your affidavit that you're reading from is part of the record.
Pardon?
Your affidavit that you're reading from is part of the record.
The-
Do you still want to read all these names?
Now, if you. No,
These names, as I said, that some of them are quite prominent and we are familiar with them. Some of them have appeared before this committee. And I think the honorable members note them and you may well be asked questions about some of them.
Okay, Chair.
But if we can just move on because of our time, the irregular appointments that you highlight in paragraph 30, which is a long paragraph, 30.1 through to 30.21. What in summary do you want the honorable members to take out of all these irregular appointments, grievances that have been lodged?
In summary, we would like the committee to consider the irregular appointment of Brigadier Morabedi as pointed out in the CPN report. And then moving forward to paragraph 32.
But you recorded 30.10, Brigadier Morapedi was dismissed.
No, we'll get to that. That it's here.
Yes.
3.10. We'll explain to the committee through you, Chair. We will request the committee to look into the CPN report, most particular to the irregular appointment of Brigadier Morabedi as recommended by the CPN report. Then 30.2, it's during the period of 2012, they were posts advertised within the division forensics where I applied and shortlisted an interview for post number 93/2012, FS number 96/2012, but not appointed. I challenged this advert through the grievances, and then my grievance was registered at SSBC and also reported the matter to IPID under case number Pretoria Central 489/10/2017. The investigation outcome was submitted to NPA, but the NPA declined to prosecute. They say we don't have a prima facie case. Nevertheless, the finding of the internal audit of commissioned by General Ngoga, investigated by Major General Matlu. But the IPID and the SAPS internal audit recommended the departmental inquiry into the panel members, meaning Brigadier.
Who was then the head of IPID?
The head of IPID then was Mr. McBride.
And did he also conduct this investigation or?
Yes, because the recommendation of IPID was there must be a departmental inquiry and criminal charges, hence the case Pretoria Central 489/10/2017.
That's at 30.5.
Pardon?
At
Yes.
30.5.
30.5, sir. Yes, Chairperson. And then the department inquiry find the panelist guilty of a misconduct, and then Brigadier Morabedi was dismissed. Confirmed by the dismissal was confirmed by the then Deputy National Commissioner General Lieutenant General Tsumani, and then Colonel Redder, Colonel Matebula, Colonel Twala were suspended for 2 months without salary. Brigadier Morabedi and Colonel Twala challenged their sanction at the SSBC under case number PSS 320/19-19/20. The other one PSS 327-19/20. Instead of SAPS defending the case, because in the bundle I have a communication coming from Brigadier de Kock, then it's now on retirement. He sent me an email to say, Ramalepe, I want you to come and assist me in defending the matter of the 2 officers, because we are the main complainant. But my union being Popcru, they wrote back to Brigadier de Kock to say, you can want Ramalepe to come and testify to support your case when you don't want to settle Ramalepe's case, because General Magadela already wrote a settlement letter to your office to say settle the Ramalepe settlement, because I'm disciplining the panelist. Legal never did that. till today, we are still fighting. Hence the meeting with the now General Masemola. And then legal SAPS entered into settlement with Brigadier Morabedi and the Colonel Twala. We have annexure marked 19, where we demonstrate the irregularities of the settlement. Because they saying the legal argument from the legal division, they say SAPS never defended an expeditious case, but we gave them an award of 1 member where SAPS defended an expeditious process and they won on a substantive procedure. Say procedurally we are agreeing, but substantively we're not agreeing because the member cannot deny the allegation. Then the section was to say give him 4 months salary. Then the dismissal was confirmed. And then Popcru wrote to the Lieutenant General Vuma and the Lieutenant General Mfazi, the late Lieutenant General Mfazi, complaining about the settlement. But if I can take opportunities that we didn't paginate, and the settlement read, because the person who signed is Lieutenant General Kang, 2020/2024. That is the date of the settlement. But paragraph on the command of the signatory, meaning General Lieutenant General Kang and Lieutenant General Ntie. General Ntie comment before signing. Paragraph 5 is supported in as far as settling the matter. As far as starting the process de novo, I do not support. We must go and check if the employer, meaning forensic services, it's supporting, it's having a winnable case. And then the document reads, but our argument, Chair, it's say, if you check again on that thing, it's unfortunate you don't have on the paragraph 5 to say approved, not approved. Generally, Nkua, scratch approved and not approved, meaning she's not agreeing. And why I'm saying that, because there's 2 reading and interpreting the comment on the comment form. She's saying, I support. Then the second is 2 paragraphs. I support. And then the other one is saying, as to starting the process de novo, I do not support. Meaning General Ntie cannot blow hot air and cold air at the same time. Something is wrong there, honorable members. That's why we are requesting, or this settlement must be checked thoroughly. General Ntie, General Nkua, as the head of human resource management, she must explain this settlement. Because the member now is Brigadier Morabedi, she's back at work. I'm reporting direct to her. That cannot be honorable members.
Now the nub or the basis of your complaint appears to be the CPN report, isn't it?
Yes.
And as that served before the police portfolio committee.
Yes, we have meetings of the portfolio committee. We'll touch to that. We have annexures of the meeting.
And have all these grievances and complaints, have they all irregular appointments? Have they all been raised before that honorable committee? The victimization, the trumped up charges that you complain about,
the minutes that we have,
procurement irregularities.
The minutes that we have in our position is the minutes of the portfolio committee, respectively, I think 2012 and 17, if I'm not mistaken. But the CPN report was discussed, but nothing came. Hence, we saw
when was it last discussed?
The minutes are 2017. 2017, but nothing came out of that. Then,
so we need to move to your conclusions at paragraph 38. And you at paragraph 38.2, you say that we've been reporting, as I think is catalogued in your affidavit, glaring acts of criminality in SAPS, theft of drugs, irregular appointments, irregular procurement, corruption, and or maladministration, and or gross irregularities, and our efforts were ignored or not supported. As a result, we suffered occupational detriment, physical and psychological harm. This is the price you say you pay for reporting crime committed by police officers, is victimization. Do you want to add anything to that?
On paragraph,
No, I'm at your conclusions at paragraph 38. I've read paragraph 38.2, 38.3, and the harm that you suffered, 38.4.
yes, Chair, on the conclusion, we are closing to say we are requesting the committee to check on the conclusion here in our affidavit from 3.8 to 38.1 to 38.12. But more importantly is the report that is sitting in General Masemola's office, because that is the latest complaint that we made, and then an undertaking was made. People were appointed to investigate our matter. They are investigating inclusively everything that is within the affidavit. Then we send emails after General for inspectorate. No,
Yeah, so we need to get the report of 31 October 2025.
We'll appreciate, Chairperson.
Because it should deal with most, if not all, of the complaints and grievances that is recorded in your affidavit.
Yeah, because one touching issue that frustrates us, Chairperson, is this legal suit against us by Lieutenant General Phahlane, because we requested General Masemola to assist us to get to the finality of this legal suit. And then the report, the investigation also touched to that. The outcome, it will assist. Is he granting us the legal cover or what? That is what we were requesting him to assist us.
But if you got leave to appeal, the matter is just hanging there. Nothing's happened.
Yes, that's why we went to his office to say we are having this leave to
Well,
appeal.
were you ordered to pay costs?
We're on the defamation.
Yes.
Yes.
But I mean, you didn't pay those costs because you're now on appeal.
Yes, Chairperson.
You weren't ordered to do anything. So at the moment, it doesn't mean anything. You got what you wanted. You got an appeal.
But it's hanging there. But it's hanging. We must get to the finality.
Yeah,
on the media
to...
platform and everything, General Phahlane is saying the CPN report cleared him. He was here. I don't remember the date when he was here. He also said, I'm having the civil case he won, but failed to mention or no members appealed, and then they are sitting with the to appeal and leave to appeal. That is where we know our.
Well, now we know that you've
yes, hence we are still pursuing this thing, because in the back of our mind we're saying we are even leave to appeal, but we are short financially to finalize that matter so that it can rest. Then we continue with our life, amongst other things.
Thank you. Is there anything you want to add before I conclude my?
Through you, Chair, we are pleading with the community, with the committee, to really consider our affidavit, and also in the conclusion, or we are here to seek assistance, as we are very, very, very frustrated at our workplace as a result of whistleblowing against corruption, amongst other things, and the drugs. Because if you check, drug is a very serious issue on a community. And then the police, they know about this problem, but they are quiet on it. And members assisted to say drugs have been stolen at the lab. Then the audit, the CPN report, they did some what do you call that? Polygraphy test. Thanks. Then it also confirmed or senior managers, they are not truthful with what is happening within the forensic science laboratory, but they are quiet. Members implicated in the CPN report, they are continue as business as usual. Nothing is happening. Hence the arrogancy. We have been victimized left and right. That's why because you are checking time, council. There's a paragraph where we deal about trump up charges. You'll see where Lieutenant General Nkua, she's really not been sympathetic with us. She's sitting with us in a meeting with General Pierre. The finding, the conclusion of the CPN report are there. She's directed to implement the report. But when General Phahlane is appointed acting, she sit in a meeting, we have a minute. She sit in a meeting with General Phahlane where they say we must be charged. Then we were charged. But
General Nkua is head of
human resource management.
HR.
Yes. She's sitting with him in the money. They agree that members must be disciplined for charges were copying in an open book test. And we challenged the appointment of the service provider because it was criminal side, crime side also. Then they said they sourced the training manual from one company from Europe Foster and Freeman. We said, no, give us the tender processes, give us the appointment of that person and international trainer, the release letter from his company, the traveling work. There's one thing we like about the police. In the police, everything is documented. Once he arrives, there must be documentation to say he's here. Then the driver must be assigned to him. There's logistics. We requested those things. They never came. Then that guy said he never came back. At one stage, he came back for another training. I think it was in Cape Town. We wrote to the Divisional Commissioner, General Phahlane, to say, Mr. Simon is here. Let's finish the case that you charged us. He never responded to the email until he was appointed acting. Then he called General Nkua to a meeting to say, charge these members. We were charged, but subsequently we were acquitted. Then we cannot allow, and the committee cannot allow this kind of behavior when we're encouraged to whistleblow against act of corruption. But when we report corruption, we are not protected. As we started, I wanted to address the chairperson on the issue of our protection. Because yesterday I checked the presentation of Mrs. Mashele. Honorable Ms. James asked Ms. Mashele, where are you in terms of your safety? She said, I'm alone. We can't allow that. I was touched. She's having children, family, and the loved ones. But she said, I'm alone. But we want to bring to the attention of the committee, when we go back here, things are going to be tough. That we want to be on record, because we are mentioning names of generals here that knows about everything that we reported, because they are protecting only 1%. They don't want to act. When you get to office, you mention the name of General Phahlane. You look to the facial reaction. You'll see you are giving that person a problem. If you say, I'm here to report this thing, then once you say General Phahlane, you say, hey, so it's a problem. Hence, even this brigadier, how she came back, they can't explain. And she's only back with the sole intention. Now we are told she's in charge of the finances of Forensic Science Laboratory. She's controlling everything in terms of finances, tenders and everything. She's sitting in the resource committees where tenders have been allocated and everything. This question is there. Not to say we are against her, but you check out the system work in the SAPS. There's a problem, honorable members. FSL, TMS, head office, there's the crime scene. That needs your attention to assist us. We went to office of General Masemola. He listened to us very attentively. He get the report, he sit with it for 2 months now. We phoned, Colonel Ramolube phoned SMS to say, General, we have been called at the ad hoc committee. Can we see you before we go so that you can brief us on the report? He responded, I'm going to the Bloemfontein Police Day, then I'll see you. He sent an SMS again, not responding. There is a brigadier in his office, Brigadier Letoko. You send your phone, she's not responding. I'm in a meeting, I'll call you later. She never called. Till today, as we are presenting our case to the committee to say, something is wrong, please assist us. And this thing of our presentation, the annex charts, we plead, or you can task us to say, go and paginate this thing, reverse it back to us. We'll do that because we are capable to paginate this thing.
Yeah,
Is that we were misled or?
Please index and paginate the whole bundle.
We can do
so
that.
that
We are
we can
capable to do
cross-reference
that,
it. Yeah.
Chairperson.
Okay.
Is that we were given undertaking to say, when you arrive, we'll assist you, because we pleaded the secretary of the ad hoc committee to say, we don't have legal representation. We are doing this thing our own.
Okay.
Yes, we can't be frustrated by the SAPS, and then we come here, we've been frustrated by the ad hoc committee. Then it's a concern.
Okay.
I'll pause there. I don't know what the other members want to say before you close.
Gentlemen, briefly.
Yeah, Chair. Ad hoc committee is our last hope. We've been to different platforms without no assistance at all. What did we get is victimization. And then as a result, we're really suffering depression due to work-related issues. Because of, we are reporting theft of drugs in the lab. And this has been happening for a very long time. My first experience with the theft of drugs started in 2005. And we've been raising this issue, following the internal processes from our immediate commanders until to the national commissioner, that the drugs that honest policemen are bringing into the lab for safekeeping, they get their way back to the community. And it's a serious concern. Drugs are devastating our country. Since the beginning of this ad hoc committee, we hear on the news outside that they are mass murders committed by gangs and all that. And it's a result of the drugs. The drugs are the underlying factor that contribute to our contact crimes and violence, and even human trafficking, because when they get their victims, the victims must be drugged so that they can be controlled.
Now, how do you, any three of you, how do you explain that both Lieutenant General Mkwanazi and Lieutenant General Khumalo, who's the head of crime intelligence and also head of the PKTT, have said in the evidence that there are drug cartels, they mentioned 5, that have infiltrated the criminal justice system. Now, if the drugs that are being returned by, as you describe, as honest police officers, are finding their way back into the community, I don't understand why General Mkwanazi and General Lieutenant Khumalo would not take more seriously your complaints as persons who work right there in that division, your complaints that drugs are disappearing out of the forensic division and finding its way back into the community.
Thank you, Chair. My biggest concern, Chair, is that when we report these drugs, emails are circulated by General Phahlane that we are ill-disciplined because of reporting theft of drugs. He even published in a city press, in bold, Colonel Ramulove is responsible for the information that is all over the place. I'm a police officer. It is my duty to report crime. It is my duty to serve and protect. It is my duty to protect the community. I'm putting my body online for the community. But what we get from the generals is going to the newspapers, going to the radio stations, calling out our names. I mean, by now, there's possibility that those cartels knows us now, as we sit here now. So
we know that General Phahlane, at least for the time being, he's been dismissed. He's challenging his dismissal, so he's been at least temporarily out of the system. Why do you mention his name? There's now General Sentumile, who's now in charge of that division.
Remember, Chair, media, they have the power to convince the community. And as long as we are still having the report from the media that we are the responsible parties in blowing the whistle with regard to theft of drugs, it's easy to access that. You can access that information on your cell phone at any given time. Then we are still at risk as we are sitting here for blowing the whistles on the theft of drugs in Silverton Forensic Science Laboratory. And this risk is caused by our generals. Hence now, the recommendation on this CPN report is not yet implemented 12 years back. It's sitting somewhere in an office in one of the general's safes. And nobody is coming back to us to say, guys, we'll give you protection. But we are police officers.
Captain Malachi,
Chair.
are you not able to do anything? You've not been moved to legal.
No, we're putting our life in the hands of the members of the committee to assist. But legally, as we are saying, we have been reporting this at the division. But anyway, as my colleague have alluded, we didn't get any response. We did not get any positive outcome from what we alluded to. When we report to Lieutenant General Sibia, as my colleague has said, there was a legal representative in the meeting. But however, we didn't get anything that is of assistance.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Honorable Chair,
Thanks, Chair.
committee members, thank you.